Welcome back to Reading Strategies for Use with Mobile CSP. In this section, we are going to focus on some during reading strategies that teachers can use to help students make meaning of the content they are reading. A reminder that some of the slides will have narration and some will not. Feel free to use the pause, rewind, and fast forward functions as needed. As students read, we want them to roll up their sleeves and engage with the text. In the process of doing this, we hope that they will be able to monitor their own understanding, to visualize textual images, to summarize key content ideas, to revisit predictions they made before reading. We want them to clarify key ideas as they are reading, and we want them to question the text. If our goal is to help students become independent readers, their metacognitive abilities are essential. We want students to be able to self-regulate their reading, and we want to provide them with strategies they can employ when they realize they are not understanding content. The during reading strategies that we will use in this course are double entry journal, conversation questions, now that's surprising, author says, I say, and concept vocabulary bank. We will highlight each of these strategies next. The double entry journal is a useful during reading strategy that allows students to interact with the text. As students are reading, they identify several quotations or key summary ideas of the content. They include the page numbers with each idea, and then they spend some time reacting to the text, making personal meaning of those ideas. The purpose is to allow students to identify key ideas and to relate to those ideas. We will be using this strategy in lessons 2.7 and 4.9. Another effective during reading strategy is conversation questions, which we will be using in Chapter 3. In this strategy, as students read, they choose 3 or 4 particularly relevant pieces of information, ideas that they believe are especially important, surprising, or thought-provoking. Students then write an open-ended question about each idea, a question that would be interesting to talk about with their classmates. These open-ended questions may begin with some of the following starters. What did you think? Why do you think? How did you feel about? How could? But these are only some of the possibilities. Once students have finished writing their questions, they then discuss the questions, first in small groups and then with the class as a whole. This is an effective strategy at allowing students to make personal meaning of the content they are reading. Now That's Surprising is another during reading strategy that students will use with provided templates in Chapters 3 and 7. In this strategy, students identify something in the reading that surprised or interested them, including page numbers. Students then write their thoughts about that idea, and then students extend the idea by explaining why the idea matters, connecting it to something in the real world around them. The purpose of this strategy is to help students identify key ideas from the reading and connect those ideas with things that matter in the real world. Another during reading strategy that allows students to make personal meaning of their content is author says, I say. In this strategy, students again identify several important ideas that the author has written, including page numbers. The students then write their opinions of those ideas. This activity allows students to take ownership of the content of their reading. We will be using this strategy in Lesson 3.5. Because of the technical nature of this course, it will not surprise us when some students struggle with the vocabulary in their reading. As teachers, we want to be as proactive as possible at helping our students navigate these new difficult words. One of the strategies we can use is the Concept Vocabulary Bank, which will be used in Chapter 6. The teacher identifies several concepts or vocabulary terms that will likely cause students problems. For example, peer-to-peer architecture network. As students read, they will create definitions for these terms. Additionally, they will draw pictures of the terms, images that they get in their own mind as they read about these ideas. Finally, students are expected to make connections to themselves and to the world around them in order to really master the term. By allowing students to interact with their reading material, we are helping them to strengthen the level of their comprehension. These during reading strategies we have just highlighted can help students engage in their reading and allow them to construct deep meanings of the author's ideas.